Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to a brand new Curse Studio tutorial. I know I haven't been recording a lot lately, but I hope you're satisfied about this tutorial. We will build a scene that will look something like that. I will show you UV rollouts. I will show you some great lighting tips. We will build up the whole scene together, so we'll also do the modeling, and I think this will take altogether around like 2 or 3 hours. So I hope you really appreciate this one. I also want to thank every one of you that followed me on VMO. Thank you for almost 1,500 followers. Thank you for almost 700 followers on Facebook. I would also recommend you that you maybe follow me on Facebook, because I'm always giving away free stuff like free materials, sometimes free scenes, and I can't always upload a new video on VMO because I'm just releasing a new material on my Facebook page. So the best way to stay informed about my stuff is to follow me on Facebook. I also want to thank Microsoft for a great new app. It's called Desktop. And if you click on this little button here in Windows 8, you jump right here to the desktop. So big thanks Microsoft for this really great app, much appreciated. This is really something really awesome. No, anyway, I'm just kidding. I hope, yeah. I hope you did recognize that. But anyway, let's jump into Cinema4D and let's start to build this scene. And we will really do a lot of stuff today. So first of all, we want to make sure that we're working in the right scale. So let's hit Ctrl D. The project scale is set to centimeters. This is okay, and we will also check Edit, Preferences, Units, and make sure that we set this here to centimeters. I also want to mention that I will do a tutorial with Silverwing VFX in the near future. The problem is the guy got called from Axis Animation again, from Scotland, and they want him back as a Lightning TD, probably for a new Halo trailer or something like that. So the tutorial, I don't know when I can record this tutorial with him, but I hope in the next few weeks. You can also stay informed about that on my Facebook page. Okay, anyway, let's build a plane. 400 by 400 should be just fine. The next thing we want to do, we drop in a cylinder, and I already checked the height and the scale, and the height will be 5 centimeters and the radius will be 1 centimeter. So we're trying to work with real world values as usual. Coordination Y should be 2.5 centimeters, so it's perfectly aligned with the floor. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we might get editable, the cylinder. Select all points, Ctrl A, and click on Optimize. Otherwise we will run into some problems with the cylinder, but that's a different story. The next thing we want to do, we want to take out the knife tool and make a cut maybe around here, so I get a nice bevel right here. Okay, cutting is not working. Okay, now we have a cut. Perfect. Okay, the next thing I wanna do is I wanna make a cut right here, I think. Select loop selection. Maybe just wait a second. Make another cut right here, maybe. Okay, select loop selection. I select this one, and I will scale this a little bit in. Okay. And I also will make a cut right here. Okay, not working again, not working, still not working, now it works. Select loop selection, select this and scale this a little bit more in, maybe to something like that. And select loop selection and scale this in a little bit more to something like that. Maybe even a little bit more. Okay. And now select this one. And pull this a little bit downwards to maybe around here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's drop inner hypernerves and let's have a look at this. Oh, and I also want to delete this one. Yes. Okay, I think this looks, well, already okay. Would be a little bit too much. But I think I will select this and scale this a little bit around till I'm satisfied. Okay. Maybe also this, select loop selection. This is just simply really doing some loop selections, pulling stuff around, scaling, pulling till I'm satisfied with this whole thing. Yeah, I think I like this one. And I also will select this and scale this a little bit more in, I think. Yes. And now I think I will do 2 cuts right here. Okay, I think this looks okay to me. I think I will make a little extrude right here. This is why I make the cuts here. You can also, if you don't follow me along with the modeling part, right here you can simply download the scene, delete everything else, and just take the model and follow me along. And as you can see, we also have now a nice bevel right here. Let me hide the plane for a second. God damn it! Okay, here we go. And let's jump into the point mode, and I wanna pull this in here a little bit. Just a little bit to something around here. Let me check this. Yes, I think this looks okay. And maybe let's also increase a little bit the hyperlapse. I think I will run into some problems here. Yes, maybe not. Okay. What can I do here? I don't want to increase this anymore. This will look awful anyway. Okay. Maybe I have to do a cut here. Or anything like that. Yes, okay, with a cut it looks much better now. Okay. Fix that. Okay, what we want to do now is we drop out the cylinder of the hypernerves. We pull in a close tag, simulate closed NURBS. We can give this whole thing a little bit more thickness. In 3D Max you would probably just do this with a shell modifier, but in Cinema4D we will do this with a closed NURBS. Okay, I think something is messed up right here, and I don't know why. This is also pretty good. I think this is because of the closed NURBS. Is that right? Yes, it is. Perfect. We don't know why. Okay, perfect. Select loop selection. Maybe I can fix this a little bit, but there is really absolutely no failure. I don't know why the closed NURBS is adding here something weird, but anyway. Let's jump into closed NURBS, and we will give this a little bit of thickness, maybe like 0.03 centimeters, minus 0.03 centimeters, because I don't want to make the glass too thick, because in the end it will look a little bit awful, because we're working like with a 5 centimeter model, and if we add too much thickness the glass will look really, really weird or just too thick. So might be 0.02 might be okay as well. Okay, so let's hit the C key. So now we have our thickness for our model, And now we pull this back into a hyperNURBS, and let's have a look at this. And this should look absolutely okay. I think I also should decrease the subdivisions a little bit. I don't wanna have a too high poly model for nothing. Okay, now also wanna do an extrude, like I said before. Select loop selection. Okay, here we go. And I think I wanna pull this out here a little bit. So let's do a right click, extrude. And I wanna make a nice extrude right here, maybe just a little bit. Maybe I also wanna do this right here, select loop selection. And let's do an extrude. Just a little bit. 0.1 should be fine, I think. And I don't want to have so much bevel right here, so we will make some cuts right here. So let's go to the knife, into the knife tool, and maybe make a cut right here. If it's working, there is a 50% chance that the cut will be working. And maybe let's also make a cut right here. Okay. And I think now we should have a better bevel. Yes, this looks okay to me. Okay, perfect. So now we have our bottle. The next thing we wanna do is we wanna create the cap for this little thing right here. So we will just create another cylinder. The height will be, I don't know yet, maybe 1 centimeter. The radius will be maybe something like 0.3. And let's just simply check this till we have something that fits. Maybe let's move to the top view and let's see if we get a little bit more information right here. Let's make this really small, like 0.1. Okay, 0.2 and 0.3. 0.3 will be too much, I think. Let's also check this in the perspective. Yeah, 0.3 is too much. So 0.25 maybe. Okay, that's too small. 0.27, 0.28. Okay, 0.29. This should be perfect now. Okay, this is also... I think it's a little bit too high, so let's set the height to maybe 0.8. And let's make this editable. Control A, optimize. Because if you don't click on optimize, and we will select those points right here, and also this point right here, and we move this around, you can see the cap is not connected to the cylinder in a standard way in Cinema4D. So we need to fix this by hitting Control A, so we select all points and then click on optimize. And if you try it again now, select loop selection and select also this one, you can see it's now connected to the cylinder. So this is pretty perfect. Let's use another select loop selection, and we select all those points right here. We could also do this in the line mode, doesn't really matter. And let's scale this in a little bit. Yes, maybe something like that. And we also want to add a little bevel. Select loop selection here and here and here, I mean. And now we click on bevel, and we will add a little bevel. Yes, sir. Let's maybe also put this into a hyperNURBS. Okay, then we need to make a few more cuts, I think. Let's make a knife cut right here. If it's working, like I said, there is a 50% chance that modeling tools will work in Cinema4D. Okay, still not working. Let's jump into the point mode. Now it worked. And let's check the model again. Yeah, looks a little bit better right now. And let's also fix this down here. Let's do a cut right here. Let's do test render. Okay. Looks okay to me. The rest we will do. More detail we'll add with some displacement or maybe a bump map. Whatever comes to our mind. Okay, so let's pull this in here. And let's maybe scale it a little bit. Let's scale it a little bit till it fits. Maybe not scale the hypernerves. Okay. Okay, I think now it should be fine. Okay, perfect. So this is our bottle. We can now also reactivate our plane. I think it's not lined up perfectly right now, or is it? No, not exactly. So let's rename this maybe here to bottle hyper. Sorry for that. This is our cap and our cap hyper. Okay, and we will select this plane here and pull it a little bit downwards. Just a little bit. I think there's also a nice plugin where you can align everything perfectly to the floor. I don't know what it's called right now, but I think you can Google for it, so you can align everything with a simple plug-in to the floor, and it will look perfectly aligned. Okay, so this is our bottle. What is the next thing that we could do? We could set up the lighting. We could start texturing. Maybe I wanna set up the lighting first. Yeah, I think I will set up the lighting first of all. Okay, so let's set this up. I will go into my render settings. First of all, I wanna increase everything to full HD. Then I will change my renderer to Vray. Enable multipass. Also, no. Okay. Indirect illumination is okay for this scene. I will go for an IRLC medium right now. Light cache, use light cache for glossy rays. This isn't always a perfect option to tick on. This can save you some render time, but if you're rendering animations, this can sometimes end up in some flickering. So if you sometimes run into some flickering and you're working with glass in a scene, and you might want to tick this off and try it again, and this might get rid of the flickering. Let's jump into color mapping. A linear multiply is absolutely fine for the scene. Gamma will change as usual to 2.2. Clamp out will be ticked off. This will give us a more realistic result. Linear workflow will be ticked on as usual. Anti-aliasing is okay. Filter on. I will go for a Langtos filter. Filter radius for now will be 2.5. We will change this in the end to a higher value. Max subdivisions 4 for now is fine. Use TMC sample threshold will be ticked on, so we can control the noise threshold via the DMC sampler right here. 0.01 is fine for now and will be also fine probably later on. Okay, so let's double check everything. Color mapping looks okay to me. Indirect illumination should be okay. Anti-aliasing should be okay as well. Okay, let's jump into the environment, and we will set the brightness of the background environment to O. Override reflection environment, yes, we wanna do this. Override GI environment, yes. GI environment maybe to a little bit off black, something like that. And let's jump into the reflection environment, and let's go to load image. Load image, and let's search for a nice HDRI. Old industry, you will get this HDRI as well. I think I can also show you the link. Copyright, because I'm reading copyright right here. SIBL set by Chris Huff, Creative Commons. Okay, I think I know where I got this HDRI, so you can download it as well. We will select this fine for ref XR. Okay, in the reflection environment, brightness is set to 2, I think, and this should be fine for now. Okay, and I don't wanna do any offsets right here. We could also do, if you don't like the reflections, and I will tell you this a little bit later on, we can also change the HDRI a little bit around in the scene with offset U and offset V, and we might get a greater look if we rotate this a little bit around. Okay, the next thing I wanna add, or maybe we can take a look at this right now. And okay, we have no materials. Create shader Vray bridge advanced material, and let's put this on the bottle, also on the plane, and let's render again. And I think my lighter is empty, and this is really hardcore for me. Okay, sorry, I had to do a little break. I was searching for a lighter. Where was I? Okay, we added the HDRI. Okay, we don't see much in the scene right now, so we will create shader Vray bridge advanced material. We will create a simple glass material. So diffuse layer off, refraction layer on, IOR 1.6 is okay, specular layer on, trace specular off, close Cine subdivision to 16. Use Fresnel, yes sir, Fresnel IOR 1.6, perfect. Let's change this to a V-Ray sphere, okay. Glass looks absolutely okay. Let's put this on the bottle, hyper, and let's do a test render again. And now we should already see the HDRI in the scene. And let's see how the glass looks. I think we might need to change something. Let's pull the bottle out of the hypernerps and let's create a camera first of all. Here I want to create a camera, okay. Now I can zoom in, select the bottle, I'll go into Pulley mode, hit Ctrl A, disable the cap for now. And as we can see, we have the wrong normals, I think. So do a right click, align normals, and now we should be fine. Let's put the bottle back into the hypernerps and let's do a test rendering again. And I think now our bottle should look like it should. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, so this is our bottle. We don't have anything in there right now, but we will change this in a little while. The next thing I want to add is I want to create a nice floor material, so shader Vray bridge advanced material. You will also get all those materials you need to build this scene. So simply go into the diffuse layer, texture map, load image. Here we go, load image, personal, Alice, and this wood texture right here, okay. Specular layer on, diffuse layer will copy this layer, copy channel. Use Fresnel, for the wood material we'll use a Fresnel of 2, trace specular is ticked off, class and subdivisions maybe 22. Then I will drop in texture map, paste channel into reflection glossiness. Let me add a colorizer. And if you don't know what I'm doing right here, simply go to my exterior tutorial and there you will find everything you need to know. Okay, so let's find the black spots somewhere around here, and let's find the white spots somewhere around here. Okay. And let's set the black spots to maybe something like 76, and the white spots to something like 79%. Okay. Maybe also add a slight bump. Copy channel, bump, paste channel. Okay, my phone is ringing. I just have to pause this. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry for that. We just added the Alice wood to the bump channel. Let me also add a colorizer right here, so we get black and white spots. Alright, maybe I will just simply copy this from here. Copy channel, clear channel, paste channel, and let me set this back to black and this back to white. Alright. Okay, so this bump looks okay to me. I think you might want to click on invert, and the bump amount should be something like, I don't know, 0.05 maybe. I think 0.05 will be okay for us. Okay, so let's add this to the plane, and I think we really need to lower the values. Let's set it first of all to cubic mapping, and now let's lower this really much, maybe to something like, I don't know, let's try it with 5% in the lengths and in the V. Okay, I think with 5 this might be okay. Let me change the camera angle, maybe to something like that. Okay. Maybe this is a little bit too small. Let's maybe change it to 10%. 10. Okay. Okay, let's check the floor. But I think this looks already okay. And maybe the bump is really too hard. There are a lot of... Okay. Okay, this is really a lot of bump. I think we need to lower this bump. Okay, to be honest, I have no clue where I left off, because somebody writes me on Skype, then also a client calls me on the phone, and yeah. I set the bump now to 0.01, because otherwise we get too much bump. We have here the colorizer with the bump. Now somebody writes me already on Skype again. Okay. Diffuse layer is okay, specular layer is okay. Everything should be okay. Now we wanna add an area light. Create light area light. We wanna change this for 180 degrees. So it's pointing in the right direction. Let's move this over here a little bit. Right click on the light, we will bridge tag light. Enable shadows for sure. Then we also wanna tick off no decay. So we have a decay. We really wanna have a nice fall off in the light, because this is much more realistic. This button is really important. If we tick on no decay, we will have an infinite light, and this isn't really realistic, so we tick this off. I think we can go for intensity of 3. We don't need to change any units. Default image is absolutely okay. And let's move this a little bit over here and a little bit over here. And let's maybe rotate it a little bit in this direction. Okay. And let's make a little test render. And let's see what we get. I think the bump is now also okay. This looks absolutely okay to me. And remember, we don't have any anti-aliasing on or anything else, so if this doesn't look too good right now, this isn't really much of a problem. We will change a lot of things later on. Okay, what I really don't like is that the floor splits exactly here. I think I will do a little offset here, so we don't have the tiling exactly here in our shot. This is almost the worst case. Okay. This looks also good. And as you can see, here is the area light. You can also see this in the light cache. So we have here our reflection. I might wanna move over the area light a little bit so we get exactly the reflection right here on this edge, but for now it looks okay to me. I just wanna check the light a little bit more. Here on the floor, we should also already see the GI environment we added here on the glass, and we can see it here on the floor already. I might wanna increase a little bit the area light. Maybe to something like 4. Let's increase the area light intensity to maybe 4, and maybe also increase the GI environment to maybe brightness 2.5. I don't wanna add too much brightness, but a little bit more should be okay. Okay. Anyway, we can play with the lighting in the end a little bit more. The next thing I wanna add is I wanna fill this bottle with some liquid, and the best way is to do it, I think, is to duplicate the bottle we just created. So I will just simply deactivate the cap for now. We'll just simply hide the cap and duplicate the bottle right here. So this will be our, let me rename this, liquid. Okay, and now let's also rename this to liquid. Okay. Now let me make this editable, so let's hit the C key for the liquid. And we don't want to have the whole bottle filled with liquid, but just a little bit, because we also have our cap, and the cap goes a little bit inside, and I don't want to have the cap hit the liquid, so we will make the liquid a little bit smaller. So let me also hide the bottle, and now we only have the liquid right here. Let's go to rectangle selection, go into the front view, and let's zoom in a little bit, and let's see where the cap is somewhere around here. Okay, so I will simply delete those polygons and only remove only select visible elements, because we need to select everything. Okay, we need to add a little bit more, something like that. Okay, and let's simply hit delete. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, let's enable the bottle again, and here we have our liquid, and now we need to go into model mode, and now we need to scale this a little bit. Let's do this in the front view. Let's move this, let's scale this a little bit in, and let's also scale it a little bit this way. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we want to create some kind of liquid. There are several ways we could do this. Create shader, V-Bridge, fast SSS2 material, we could use this, we could use an advanced material. We could also not use SSS, it really doesn't matter. I think I will go for a non-SSS material, so I will simply enable the refraction layer and also the specular layer. For a liquid I will go for an IOR, so use Fresnel first of all. Trace specular is ticked off, glossiness subdivisions maybe 16. Fresnel is 1.33, reflection glossiness 1 is fine. Refraction layer we also change the IOR to 1.33. Enable volume, yes. Emission color, maybe something around here. So in the R106, in the G81 and in the B81. And in the volume color maybe some greenish, dirty color, maybe something like maybe a little bit darker. Maybe something like that, 74, 80, 72. Let's have a look at this liquid. Or maybe also change the refraction color to some greenish color. Maybe to something like that. Yes. Okay, this might be a little bit too dark. Maybe 81, 98, 67. Okay, and let's pull this onto the liquid. Enable the light source. We are in the camera right now. Okay. And let's have a look at our liquid. First of all, we need to check is it placed the right way. Do we like the color? There might be a lot of things that we need to change. Okay, I don't need to render the floor. Just simply, I will just make a render region. Okay. I think the liquid is placed the right way, so I think we did that right. But I think I will go for an SSS material right here. Maybe so let's tick off the refraction layer, because it's disabled anyway when we go for an SSS layer. And let's maybe, well, maybe let's start with the standard SSS material. And let's see what we get. Well, this looks already nice, I think. I mean, this is some kind of milk. This looks absolutely okay to me. I think we could change the liquid maybe a little bit. Maybe we could make the liquid a little bit higher. Because this is really too less liquid. I want to have a little bit more liquid. So what we want to do is we probably need to delete this liquid, copy the bottle again, make it editable again, and rename it again liquid. And now we go into the poly mode, disable our bottle, and let's go to the liquid and go to the rectangle selection. Make sure only select visible elements is off, and we will select, I can't really see the cap, okay, here it is. And let's select maybe those polygons right here. Yes, this might look okay. Let's delete those. Let's enable the bottle again. Let's select the liquid, go into model mode, scale tool, and we scale this in a little bit. And we scale it here a little bit in the y-axis. A little bit more maybe. Yes. Okay. Let's drop our SSS material on it. Jump into this view, jump into the camera, and let's do another render. Yeah, this might look a little bit better. Now the bottle is a little bit filled up. It's filled up a little bit more. Now we also can see here a little bit more reflections. This looks great, I think. I might also want to change the bump on the floor, maybe in the other direction. Okay. Yes, I think this looks okay for now. We might wanna close this liquid. Let's turn off the light so I can see a little bit more in the scene. Let's turn off also the bottle, and also turn off the cap, so we only have the liquid. I might wanna close this right here. Let's go to the poly mode. Let's see if we can do this with an where is it? I can't seem to find it. Where is it? Close polygon hole. Let's see if we can do here something. Yes, we could close that. But I'm not sure how this will look, to be honest. I've absolutely no clue. Let's just simply check it. Let's turn on everything, also the light, and let's see what we get. Okay, looks a little bit better now, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, definitely it looks better now. Alright, okay, the next thing we wanna texture maybe. I think we wanna texture the cap. So I already found the texture on the internet. It wasn't really hard to find. I think I found it on Google. Let's create another advanced material. Load image, and we will you will also get this texture as well, this cork texture. And I think we don't need to turn on any specularity, because cork is a really diffuse material, and if we wanna create like some kind of wet cork material, then we could use that. But I think for our scene this is absolutely okay to not use a specular layer. What I wanna add is an filter. I wanna make this a little bit more brighter. So I will increase the lightness to maybe 12%, and also the saturation a little bit more, maybe to 21%, maybe a little bit more, 25 maybe. Okay. The next thing I wanna do is I wanna copy this image, copy channel, put it into the bump. I think I will go for bump and not for this placement. This will also save us some render time. Let's pull in a colorizer, reset black and white, and let's try to create a little bit of a bump map. Okay, something like that maybe. And the bump amount should be maybe 0.015. Let's maybe do an invert. Let's change this to a V-Ray material, so I can see a little bit better. Okay, turn off the light, and put it onto the cap. And let's jump out of the camera, and I wanna see how this cap looks. And I think it looks pretty good. Or maybe not. I think we have some issues here. So maybe change from UV mapping to spherical. And then we will just simply play a little bit with the lengths till we get something that I'm satisfied with. Change this to cylindrical. Nope, this is definitely wrong. Spherical is also definitely wrong. No, it's not. Let's maybe change this in the length to 2%, and in the length U we leave it at 100. Let's make a simple test render. If you really run into a lot of trouble, we might need to do a UV rollout for this as well. But I think it looks okay. I think this looks absolutely okay. We might want to lower the saturation a little bit. I'm not too sure about that. Let's render this whole thing. Okay. Yeah, I might lower the saturation just a little bit, maybe to something like, I don't know, a value of 16%. Let's do a little test render again. This is really a matter of taste. I mean, you might already like it, you maybe not, so I don't like it, so I change the saturation a little bit. But I think this looks already like a nice cork material, so this is pretty good. We might want to save this scene right now. Okay, saved it, perfect. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we might want to add a little bit of texturing onto this bottle. So I found already a nice texture on the internet. I think I just searched for glass label or something like that, and then I found a really nice site where you can download a lot of labels already created for you, and I really love them because they have some kind of old style, and I think this was perfectly for this shot. So what we want to do is we want to open up Photoshop, and there's really not much to it. And let me search for this file. You will also get this file right here. Everything I've done, this was the label I downloaded, and then I just simply created the text with Photoshop and wrote "drink me." So this is really all I have done. The resolution doesn't really matter. A bigger resolution is always a little bit better. But yeah. Then I simply saved it as a TIFF file. Save it, TIFF, and then you just simply can save it and get rid of all the layers right here. This is why I click this, Eben and Verwerfen. I know this is the German version, but Eben and Verwerfen means just like something get rid of all the layers, and we simply click this on and say yes. And yeah, I always save my images as a TIFF file. This might be also because of displacement maps. TIFF stores I think the best value for grayscales. so the difference between black and white, and this is why I think I save all my pictures in a TIFF format. But anyway, okay, so we have our label right here. This is really nothing special. Like I said, I downloaded it on the internet. Just simply wrote this in, drink me. So so we create a new shader, VReBridge Advanced Material, load image. So we load this in. We could give this some specularity, but I think it's not really necessary, to be honest. So the next thing we want to do, if we don't want to change the bottle anymore, we could just simply make it editable. So hit the C key. We could also make a UV rollout right here, but this is not really necessary for what we are doing. So let's hit the C key. So now we have here our bottle, and now we will just simply select some polygons. So let's go to the live selection. We will select some polygons, I think around here, and down here, and down here, and then we just simply get the rest. This might be a little bit too small, I think. Let's maybe make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's check again. Maybe still a little bit bigger, but I think it's already okay. But anyway. Okay, let's go to select, set selection, and we wanna drop this here, and now we wanna drop in the live selection right here. We wanna change this from UV mapping to, I think, a cylindrical mapping. Let's change the length to a value maybe of 0.8. I think this will be really small. And now let's make an offset. Okay, we also need to change the length in the U, but not so much, I think. Like I said, we could also do a rollout. This might be a little bit easier, but for this little label, it's really not necessary. I guess to make a rollout would be much more work than just simply aligning this with a cylindrical mapping. To be honest with you. Okay, I think we need to change the length here a little bit more, maybe to 0.6. And now the offset we need to control really slightly. So an offset of 0.1. Okay, length we maybe to 0.5. Let's change this back to O. Okay, 0.5, 0.6, 0.9. Okay, let's change it to 1%. 0.95%. Okay. And I think now we're good to go. Maybe a little bit offset here. Maybe to 56.2. And now our label should be perfectly aligned. So now we also need to pull back our glass material back onto the bottle, because we deleted just the hypernerves. And this is a little bit bad. Let's turn on the light again. And let's have a look at this. If everything works out perfectly, and I think it does. I think our label should be perfectly aligned onto the bottle. Yes, it is. This is really nice. Okay. Might be a little bit small, but I think it's okay. Okay, the next thing I wanna do is I wanna create some kind of, what is it called? Is it called a pulley? I'm not sure about that, as usual. I just wanna create something. Well, let me Google it. Okay, so what I want to create is a string or a chord. So what we will create is a circle, and we will decrease the radius really much. We might also could do this with dynamics, but I don't really want to play too much around with dynamics in this tutorial, so we'll simply do this by hand. So I will create a circle. We'll make this here a little bit smaller, maybe to 0.2. Okay, this is too small, 0.4 centimeters. 0.38 centimeters. Okay, a little bit smaller, 0.36 centimeters. Okay, this is perfect. Pull this around here. Okay. Now I wanna hit the C key on the circle. And now I wanna go into the point mode. And now I wanna move this point here a little bit around. And move this somewhere around here. And move this downwards. Around here. Okay, now we'll create a point. Right click, create point. Hold down the control key, left click. Oh, okay. There was something wrong. Let's see if I already created a point right here. No, something goes really wrong here. Okay, you don't need to hold down the control key. Now we'll move this up here a little bit, so it doesn't intersect with the bottle. I will also create a point right here. Move this upwards, maybe a little bit over here. Might look a little bit more interesting. And now we'll also create a point here. Move this here a little bit. And also create a point right here. So this also doesn't look too static. Yeah, maybe something like that. And maybe let's move this over here. And move this a little bit over here. Yes, I think this looks okay already. We might want to move this a little bit to the bottle, so there isn't too much too far away. At this point also. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Maybe create another point right here, and we could also move this a little bit to the bottle. Yes. Okay, so we have this. The next thing we want to do is we drop in sweep NURBS. So here we go, sweep NURBS, put in the circle, pull in another circle from here into the sweep NURBS. Lower the radius to 0.05 maybe. This is really too big. 0.01 maybe. So really small. We will also add some V-Ray fur and hair to this. So this might be still too much. So maybe 0.05. Maybe something like that. Yes. So we have 0.05